Can you ask politely and not like a jerk?
May you
Is that better?
just a wee.
Is it really better, or do I need to zoom in more?
That's how you're good.
Alright, so what is factoring? That's what we're going to talk about first. Greatest common factor, x squared plus bx plus c, ax squared plus bx plus c. So we're only going to get the greatest common factor today because it took us so long to cut paper. Are we ready?
That's real let down.
Right? You are the future. How frightening is that?
Actually, the future is tomorrow.
No. Let's decorate.
Decorate much? Hey, Sean, look, you want to come stay with me in my team?
Hey, John. Every time you talk to somebody outside of your group other than me, you're going to lose a point for your team.
Lose 2. So if Sean talks to anybody, he loses 1.
Yep. Other than me. He can only talk to me.
Not in group,
But I'm the teacher.
but not in group.
You want to lose a point already?
Not really.
All right, please open what is factoring. And tell me one thing you think of when you think of factoring.
Multiples.
Greatest common factor, distribute. All right, so hang on. Greatest
Every night they get average human swallows.
Common. factor. We said multiples? Is that what we said? Multiples.
Hey, any 5'11" blonde-haired man, his name starts with a J. Please respond to this if you're near me.
6 foot.
All right, that's 2 points for me.
Or I'll fucking you.
And all the points that I get, I take away from everyone.
What?
You're not allowed to leave, are you?
To everyone.
Like a dickhead.
All right, so greatest common factor, multiples. That's the world we live in, baby.
Actually, we live in a, I don't know what it's called.
Democracy.
It's a president. not a
Stop.
dictator.
Don't get us started.
Don't get Jason.
All right, greatest common factor, multiples. That's the only 2 things we think of?
Yes. Yeah. No, fact. The average human swallows 8 pyramids and he's in their sleep. Fact.
From your wrist to your elbow is your foot size.
It's a fact. That makes it big.
Do you divide as well?
Oh, wow.
You're going backwards to distribute, right?
I'm good.
So we're going back to distribute. Hey, I think that's outside of your group. I think that's another one for me. Thanks, guys.
Gosh. For what?
So that's 3. That's 3 that everybody's already losing. How exciting.
This is for everybody, so everybody that talks outside the group, or
Yeah.
just me.
Oh, no, it's everyone. Over it.
And so this is a complete non-social class.
Unless you're talking to your group or me. Because we're in math, babe.
My group?
All right, so are we going backwards to parentheses?
You have to call him babe, but not me.
Are we
It's
Are we going backwards to parentheses when we do factoring?
Yes.
All right, so go backwards to parentheses. And if you don't know how to spell parentheses, it's on the board. It is. It's on full blast. I'm dying.
Would that be a?
That will be a.
Would that be a cardigan? Hey, why do you like cardigan?
It's not that thick. All right, so now we have listed the 5 things that we know about factoring, which is frightening. So real proud of you guys for holding on to knowledge.
No problem with that, babe.
Now, please open to greatest common factor.
Oh wow. Wait, what's the last?
Go back to parentheses. All right, so you see how this one is blank?
Yes.
All right, I want everybody to slide their paper down, and we're going to write up here.
Oh wow.
Okay, we're going to write up here. So do I need to show you that again?
No. Wait, yeah. Who did that?
Wait,
So we opened our Flappy to greatest common factor. And then we pull our paper down and we're going to write up here.
Open the wrong book.
Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was waiting for you to write.
Oh, do it again.
I open to greatest common factor.
Open contraction.
And then I pull my paper down and I'm going to write on the top. So my learning target for greatest common factor says I can factor the greatest common factor of a polynomial. For 2 points, who can raise their hand and tell me what one part of a greatest common factor is? John.
Like what you can multiply into a number.
Ah, raise your hand. Goes into
Largest number that goes into 2 or more.
woo. Take 2 points.
Halfway right.
You should know the answer. Don't depend on other people
Then why does everybody else have to do the fail?
because you can't sit with other people. And I already told you there are people absent. They will sit with you tomorrow.
Wait, Miss Asbury, what does that say?
Largest.
Largest.
That says largest.
All right. So largest number that divides evenly into 2 or more numbers. And if Hufflepuff keeps it up, you're going to have a new group member by the end of the class.
Ooh.
But I think I can't hear them. Alright, so we talked about the numbers, and that's the coefficients. But what about variables? Do we remember anything about variables? If they have common variables, what do we do? Kind of, but what do you do? What do you have to look for?
GCN. You do say greatest.
Nobody remembers?
Nope.
Nobody can look at the poster on the board that we made or at your notes? Like we've forgotten how to do that after a week apart?
Wait, what was the question?
Did you just yell B?
Look at B. It says look at B.
We're on greatest common factor.
That says greatest common.
Oh my gosh. Alright, I want you to tell me what
Make the
happens
smallest exponent.
when you have common variables. So what do you do? Take the smallest exponent. Take 2 points. You can take 2 points. Alright, so take the smallest exponent of common variables. Now, we also talked about how many terms we should have in the end. If we start with 4 terms, we should end with 4 terms. If we start with 3, how many should we end with? If we start with 5, how many should we end with? If I start with baby Jesus, how many should I end with? So whatever you start with, you end with. So, whatever number of terms you start with, you end with. Alright, so on the bottom we're going to work out our problems. Then you're going to have 6 homework problems and we'll be done for today.
This class grade 1 by 10.
Well, it took us 97 years to cut paper.
97 years above.
Might not ever do that.
5 years over average lifespan. So.
Alright, ready? So,
Where'd you get that from?
our first one on the bottom, I want you to write factor each polynomial. We are going to practice GCF because we did not do so hot on our packet that we did. And that's a test grade, so feel real bad for your grades. Real bad. It's not just Sean. Alright, 14x minus 21y is our first problem. Now, how many terms do we start with? So how many should we end with? Fantastic. Do they have common variables?
Yeah. No.
Whoa.
I see an X and a Y, and those are not like.
Before Y, and after Y comes B. X, Y, Z.
Oh, okay.
Next time, once you sing with me, comes after you.
Alright, so Sean, what's the greatest common factor of both of those?
7.
Take a point. Everybody write 7.
They tell you.
Hey guys, someone write down more picking.
He didn't talk to his group.
Alright, now 14x divided by 7 is what, Slytherin? 2x. Take a point. Alright, Hufflepuff, what's negative 21y divided by 7?
3Y.
Negative 3y. Take a point. And then we're done. Look at that. We can do a GCF.
So hard.
Well, I don't know why it took us.
Hey now.
You're
I'm
a rock
always doing the
star.
same thing with the game.
And
The girls just be doing it in general. Why they do that?
Girls just use their hands when they
Y'all
talk.
be going like this.
I'm like, you're about to say something, you're like, ah.
My mom would be talking on the phone and she'd be like using her hands, and I'm like, what are you doing? I just don't
She got that
understand.
Drake in her, bro.
Alright, B. 10x cubed minus 15x squared. Alright, what is the greatest common factor of 10 and 15? Okay, what about exponents? I mean our variables. X squared, take a point. Alright, now here comes the fancy stuff where we divide. What's 10 divided by 5? And if we have 3 x's and we take out 2 x's, how many x's are left?
No.
1 x. What's negative 15 divided by 5?
3.
Negative 3.
Bear.
And if I have 2 x's and I take out 2, how many are left?
9.
So my problem is done.
Wow. On a good day.
Alright, C. Let's go crazy.
274x minus 297z.
Oh my God.
What the?
Alright, 6x squared y cubed minus 12x cubed y plus 9xy squared.
Yo.
So how many terms are we starting with?
I don't know.
3. So how many should we end with?
3.
Take a point.
Yes. Is three of a set, is that 3 points?
No.
Okay.
Alright, are we ready? What's the greatest common factor of 6, 12, and 9? 3. Alright, now looking at our variables, do they all have x's?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the smallest exponent? 1, 2, 3, 1. Alright, looking at our y's, what's the smallest exponent?
Why?
You know y isn't an exponent, right?
3. No,
It's
1.
1. Okay. Alright, now we divide. What's 6 divided by 3?
Just two.
Two on a good day.
Two on a good day, two.
Alright, now, we have two X's, we take out 1, how many's left? We have 3 Y's, we take out 1, how many's left? Does everybody see where we got those from?
Yes, ma'am.
Are we sure?
Yes.
Yes.
Because all we did was we took them out.
Right.
Do you have a question? Then ask your question.
I said I got a question, but I ain't gonna ask.
You have a question.
I don't
But Dad, ask the question.
to the question.
Which part?
So it's not a question, it's a statement.
Wait, Miss Asbury.
Yes.
I got a question. You said Y was not the answer. Which Y do you mean? The variable or the question?
Okay, I said, what is the lowest exponent of y? And everybody said y. Y is not an exponent. The lowest
No, we were
exponent is
asking why you
1.
wanted to know.
That's not what you were saying.
That's not an asking.
W.
Alright, what's negative 12 divided by 3?
-4.
Alright, now we have 3 x's, we take out 1, how many's left?
X squared.
We have 1 y, we take out none, okay. Alright, 9 divided by 3 is? Our x's cancel, how many y's are left? Look at us go, it's like we remember something. Alright, now, we have una más. We have done 2 terms that only have a number in common. We have done 2 terms that have a number and a variable in common. We have done 3 terms. What do you think comes next?
4 terms.
4 terms. Now, we have not done 4 terms, but we are going to learn how. And it's fairly easy.
Are you learning how now?
Yeah. You use a method called grouping. I know we don't have textbooks. I have a textbook.
I don't.
We used to have
We
to.
used one every day last year.
Guys,
Oh, God. Let's add it. I mean,
Son, you stop.
Stop talking. Sweet potatoes.
Sweet potato casserole is very good.
On a good day.
That's good stuff.
Alright, I would like you to please write down FG minus 5G plus 4F minus 20. Now, we have 4 terms, and they don't all have something in common, right?
No.
So you use a method called grouping. Now, grouping in math means you use parentheses. So everybody put a parentheses around the first 2 terms and the last 2 terms. Now, if we group that way, looking at just the first 2, do they have something in common?
Both have a G.
They both have a G. So let's factor out a G. And what would be left on the inside of just the first 2? F minus 5. Give yourself a point if you said F minus 5.
I said that. Thank you very much. I did this.
I did it in my head.
Here we go.
Yes. Alright, now looking at the back 2, what do they have in common?
Nothing. Well, 4 goes into 20. They're both numbers.
Guys, what is the greatest common factor of 4F and 20? 4.
I just said that.
I don't know what you were
I said
saying.
4 goes into 20.
You did.
Alright, now, if we divide 4 out of both of those, what's going to be left on the inside?
F minus
Minus 5.
Look at that. Now, do those 2 things right here have anything in
Yeah, they
common?
both have minus 5.
They both have minus 5, right? Everybody watch this magic.
4GF minus 5.
So, I am going to bring this down, and I'm going to have 1F minus 5, because that's what they have in common. We're going to factor it out. Now, what's left over?
4G.
A G and a...
4.
What's in front of that 4?
Oh, 1.
A plus. So, G plus 4. And you're done. So, you break them up into pairs, and you figure out what they have in common. That's what I'm doing. So we broke them up into pairs, and we figured out what they have in common. Now, we said that these 2 have a G in common, so we factored that out, and we have F minus 5 left. Right? And then right here, we saw that they have a 4 in common, so we factored that out, and we have F minus 5 left. At this point, what do those 2 terms have in common? Right here. What do they have in common? Sweet potatoes, what is the same on both pairs?
That's mine.
F minus 5. So that's why we drew an arrow here and pulled it right here. What's left over is G plus 4, so we brought that down. I need you to stop that. You're not 5. You're going to have 2 grouping tonight. Turn your paper over. So when you have 2 terms, you use greatest common factor. When you have 3 terms, you use greatest common factor. When you have 4 terms, what method do you use?
Grouping.
Grouping. Now, please write homework, GCF, and the date.
What's the date?
What did they do?
It's on the board.
I said, what's the
This is the English.
So when did they do it? What's the date?
Okay. Wow.
You just got to play.
Look at that.
I played with
That's a long one. Didn't ask.
I got it, babe. Thank you. I appreciate it, though.
Dude, stop talking.
Yes, because you're talking.
I think those 6 will be it for tonight. So you only have 2 that you'll use grouping on because you only use grouping when you have how many terms? 4 terms. Make sure everybody's name is on your number strip. If you all have all your notes and all your homework written down, you get another point.